Did you notice a new update on the school website?
I actually did.
It's very different and more efficient.
You guys should definitely go check it out in this next video.
Hi, my name is Anya, and I'm here with Mr. Dormer and Chris Davis, and we're here today to discuss the Norristown Area School District website. How are you today?
I'm great, Anya. How are you today?
Good. How are
I'm
you?
doing well. How are you?
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. So the district has a new website. What inspired you to do it?
Well, to be honest, it really is just about trying to maintain the best communication possible with our families. Our website, when I took over as superintendent, was about 10 years old. And when you looked at the website, got a lot of feedback from parents and students that the website was outdated with information. It had a kind of a design and look that was just not current. I think we all know technology changes rapidly. And having a 10-year-old interface really wasn't conducive to parents and students going to our website and finding information in any kind of timely or effective manner. So, coming on new as superintendent, I said, you know what? We want to make sure that our families can get information. They can find it quickly. They can find it the way that they need to find it. But also, selfishly, I think, we wanted also to take an opportunity to rebrand a little bit. And to say that, what you know about Norristown maybe isn't what really goes on at Norristown. Right. So take the opportunity to launch a new brand with a new looking website and say, hey, come check us out. And, the best way to do that was for when they logged on to our web address to see something new and different and fresh.
And who developed the current version?
Well, we have a partner with a company called Blackboard, and they actually were the website host of our old website. So we went to them and said, listen, we just need something that's new, that's updated, that's more user-friendly. The biggest complaint I heard from parents was, let's say that they wanted to go on the website and find the high school program of studies. They told me if they could find it, it was somewhere between 5 and 9 clicks. Well, in this day and age, Anya, beyond about 2 clicks, you give up. We need to find it quickly. So one of the things in going to Blackboard is say we need something that people can get the information quickly. It allowed us also with a fresh template to redesign pathways so that people could get there without having to go 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 clicks to get there. So the company was great to work with. They gave us some of their newest templates, allowed us to choose from that, and then working with our IT department, really trying to, and we also had a community committee came in, and we showed them a couple different samples, and then we built from there. And then laid on the new Norristown N, some of the new colors we picked, and that was really how things got started. But the company Blackboard kind of gave us the frame, and then it was really our internal staff, our IT staff, and Mr. Davis, our new communication specialist, to customize and get all the new content loaded.
How did you decide the color? It looks like brighter on the website.
It is. So one of the things we did when we met with our branding committee, as you know, one of the things that I heard feedback from high school students was we need to get logos and colors that we can identify with, because the Norristown N, for instance, I heard from high school kids, what's our N? Is it the block N? Is it the script N? Is it all these different things? So we went to a committee and said, what can both current students and alumni identify with? So that's how we came up with the block N. We actually can trace that history back to the 1920s. Oh. So we have almost 100 years worth of history. And then when we talked about our color blue, and again, we were using so many different shades, and Mr. Schmalbach, our librarian, who is somewhat of a historian, said, listen, our alma mater in some past historical documents identified that we are royal blue as our color. So we went and, I don't want to say tried to find the most vibrant shade of royal blue out there, but we wanted something that was going to pop and grab attention. So again, we had a small team that kind of worked through that, and now we have a definitive blue. We also made sure, working with graphic companies and with clothing, local companies that do clothing, that they could match that color. Because it's one thing to see it on the website, it's something else then, like if we're going and say, hey, we want to order new sports uniforms, or we want to get spirit shirts. You can't match that blue, then we're starting to conflict with, with that new brand. So, so if you want to know what it is, I can tell you this because I learned a lot about color. So the hex code for our new royal blue is 002DFF, and the RGB code is R0. Green is 45 and blue is 255, which is why it is really pops. There's such a vibrant, there's such an overload of blue in that. But as students use it, we want them to get it so that we're consistent in what we're doing So that students, when they see that blue, that's our Norristown blue. But again, we had a team of people work on that. But I'm glad you think that's what we
Yeah,
want. We
'cause it
want
was a lot
something to
better.
really, really pop.
Yeah. So what did you hope to attain through the update?
Well, I'll let Mr. Davis talk about that because it really has to go with his function coming on board as communication specialist.
All right.
So with the update, we just wanted to make sure the navigation was easy for everyone that comes to our website. We want to make sure everything's content was fresh. We want to make sure our content is readily available for everyone that comes to the site. We don't want to have things that are up there that's old or that people seen before. We really want to work hard with our imagery to make sure, like we said, if we're launching our new brand, we want people to see the great things that we were doing and using images to really do that.
And to piggyback with Chris, I think when you look at the new website, it's so much more photo and video friendly versus our old site. We have just the palettes we have for the size. We're able to capture just better photo quality for. I think we can do something almost upwards of 20 megapixel
Yes.
pictures up there,
Yes.
and you see that. And being able to embed native raw video.
Yep.
Again, now we're talking high def versus some lesser quality that we're able to do on our website. So again, and to me, that's the experience that we know students are used to with Instagram and Snapchat. Again, it's a much more multimedia world, and we saw that with this new template. We want things that are going to relate to the people that use our website.
And what do you think are the best or the most useful features on the website?
Well, for me, from my background, I definitely have to say the photography aspect. We have huge photos that we can post on there, and you can really have gallery up to about 20 images. So you really can express our brand, express our message through the images themselves.
Right.
I think just the usability of it. I think that if you use it from a desktop, it really is appealing. We were very purposeful in making it user-friendly, minimal clicks, and just some things where now you can hover over things and get drop-down menus or get other choices, which in some people's mind, it doesn't count as a click, and they're a little bit more tolerant in going that way. But also, I think what was very important in going to making this move was mobile-friendly. So if you take the website, the current website, you can pull it up, and again, it dynamically scales to the mobile experience, and it really is a really mobile-friendly experience as well. And also with this upgrade, we're going to be launching very, very soon a native Norristown Area School District parent app, so that again, and really just it'll be a school district app where it'll give you, the user, the ability to pull in website news stories, but also to tag into some of our social media and say, how do I want to build my Norristown feed? And to me, that's the home run. Where do you want to get your news from? Is it the website? Do you want to follow Mr. Roth's Twitter? Do you want to follow my Twitter? Do you want to follow the accounts that Mr. Davis has, which are district accounts? Do you want to follow Cole Manor or Gottwalls or the art teachers? You'll be able to customize that within that app. You get the news the way that you want it, which again is a very today's society way that people consume news.
Right. And what struggles are you still having on the website?
Wow. I'll just tell you, it was interesting that there was, and I'll let Chris talk about this because he's really taken the project over. I think the hardest thing from the initial jump was trying to decide what from the old website we wanted to port over, because there was some good stuff and there's some archive stuff that we wanted, but also where's that line in just we didn't want it to be the old website with a new splash of paint on it.
Right.
So I think the amount of work we had to go into to generate some new content, but also to recognize that there was some good stuff on the old website. So that just took time. That was, I know originally I wanted like a first of the year launch. I think it was mid-March when we actually ended up launching. Yeah. Just because the content conversion wasn't as easy. Right. As possible. But I'll let Chris talk because he's living it day to day now.
That's the same point I would make. Transferring content, there's a culture of, okay, we're going to just take our old and put it in the new, but we have to think more strategically. So that's why I came on board and really see what was useful to transfer over to the new site, what would look good on the new site, what could we do better to enhance the new site. But I think that's definitely the most challenging aspect of it is transferring the good things from the old site and really promoting and highlighting it in a different way on the new site, so people aren't seeing the same information, the same content from the old site.
Right.
But at the same time, we wanted to make sure, and I told Mr. Davis this, to use his expertise. I mean, all of his degrees, all of his work is in marketing and communication. Right. I'm an educator. I don't know social media. He's quickly taught me, and he's got more retweets and likes in like the 2 months he's been here than I got in a year and a half on Twitter. Is somewhat of empowering him and getting out of his way to let him do his thing. That's why we hired him as a specialist of communication. So, and that, I don't want to say that's a challenge, but it's always a challenge when you release a little bit of that control.
Yeah.
But I think Mr. Davis is doing a great job and moving us forward very quickly.
All right. And how is it updated?
The website?
Yeah.
That's through me. Right now, stories are coming to me. We have a great district with so many great things going on. So we have people reaching out to me left and right all throughout the day, all throughout the week. Hey, I have a great story going on. I have Best Buddies program going on. We have athletics story going on. We have a partnership going on. So the job is just how can we communicate it effectively, most effectively on all of our channels, the website, social media, to reach all of our audiences in the best way possible.
You want to talk a little bit, because one of the unique challenges we have is really 13 websites in one.
Yes.
Like I know I was really focused on the district page, and one of the things that slowed us down on launch a little bit was we had 12 school pages that had to be as good, if not better, than the district page. Because as a high school student, when you log on, are you going to the district page? No,
Yeah.
you're going to go to the high school page.
Yeah.
And that's just honest. So we needed to make sure that those school pages were, like I said, almost better than the district land page. So I don't know if
Right.
you want to talk a little bit about the school process as well.
Sure. So 12 different school pages, as you know. So that's definitely another challenge in itself, because we want to have brand consistency, but we want to have schools have their own personality, have their own feel. So that mix between keeping our brand consistent, but having schools promote their own personalities, their own what's going on, is a challenge. But everyone has definitely been on board with it, getting everyone up to speed. Everyone is very, very well receptive to the brand and what we want to have viewed, and they're just taking it and going with it. But if you go to different 12 pages, you'll definitely get a different feel on each one, but you will feel our brand throughout.
And how are you guys keeping it secured?
Some of that's through Blackboard,
Yes.
With their security features. There's some interesting tools on the back end that before it'll allow us to post something, it runs through, I forget what the tool's name is. Where Ally.
Yes.
So, that basically, really does like a copyright check, does an accessibility check that we're not putting colors up there that might not be readable to people that might have some visual difficulties, or we're not putting up audio that's either copyrighted or things like that. And Chris can talk about a little bit. It's a nice back-end tool that's built in that just says, hey, the content's secure, and we're not doing anything that's violating any laws or anyone's rights.
Right. And why is the website so important?
I think it's so important because in today's day and age of technology, so many people have taken a step away from coming face to face to visit a school or do that, because you can find everything out via technology. So in a lot of cases, what people's perception of the district is what they can find online,
Right.
and therefore we have to have a very strong digital presence and a really good visual presence. When people search us out.
Right.
That say, wow, this is Norristown Area School District, there's great things going on, and again, it allows us to tell our story and to do that. I mean, that's my piece. I'll let my communication specialist tell you why it's important that we have a great website.
Well, it's very important, as Chris said, is to tell our story.
Right.
As you know, websites, internet, it's quick access, everything is readily available. So when people come to your site, it's very important to have fresh information, tell our story the way we want it, express the many great things that's going on in the district. And it's just important to have it. So it's as a communication tool.
Right.
People can come get information. Students can come see their picture on the website or see the great things that they're doing. Other schools can see what's going on. The news media can see what's going on our website. So it's a very great vehicle, communication vehicle for so many different channels, so many different people.
And if we see a problem or have any issues, how can we report it?
Very simply, there's a link right on the bottom of the website that says provide feedback.
Yes.
That's first and foremost. We actually encouraged a lot, especially through our launch phase. And again, I think Chris can talk about this. We got a lot of good feedback that allowed us to make some adjustments as we were, continuing to add new content on. The second one is, I'm not going to say this, maybe Chris will give his email address out and get directly in touch with our communication specialist to do so.
Well, on the departments tab, the communications and public relations, there's a window for contact, you can contact me directly. The email address is there, phone number is there. But if not, it's chddavis@nasd.k12.pa.us. But most importantly, it's just staying on top of it. The launch, that was great. That took a lot of work, but it doesn't end there.
Right.
The work just continues to go. We just don't want to launch it and leave it. We want to make sure we continue to hear the feedback, make the necessary adjustments, and keep going from there.
All right. And is anything else you would like to add?
Now, just want to invite people to visit our website. It's the same web address, www.nasd.k12.pa.us. If the old website pops up, make sure you go into your settings, clear your browsing history, and clear your cache. And the new website will pop up. And again, I think the blue will really slap you in the face. You'll know it's the right place.
Yes.
But also, I'll have Chris give a plug. Follow us on social media. I think
Sure.
our social media presence is growing by the day. And there's awesome things that go on every single day in our schools and in our district. And we just want people to know about it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Please follow our social media channels. On Twitter, we are Norristown, @Norristown ASD. And on Facebook, we are Norristown Area School District. So please, if you haven't already, give us a follow. We'll be getting great content.
And hopefully we'll get up on Instagram soon.
All right. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you, Grip. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
So today we talked about the Norristown Area School District website. If you haven't already, make sure you check it out. Back to Eagle's Eye.